my homepage and library will look a little different than yours. So if you click the link in my description, you're going to come to this page here. These are the languages you can learn from. And if you click sign up for free, this is the page you're going to go. I'm going to sign up and then meet you once I complete all of this. So this is what you're going to be first faced with when you log into Lingq. And right off the bat, you are confronted with a lot of information on your screen. When you first sign in with Lingq, you're asked to pick a level. With Spanish, I chose the beginner because I've not done this before. So as you can see here, we have the language level being indicated. Beginner 1 to beginner 2. This can then change depending on your level in the language. Right now we're on lesson feed. This is just filled with lessons that different people have liked and things like that. But what I recommend you do at the very beginning is to go into this guided course here. Select beginner 1 if you're first starting out with a language. So as we have here, we have the first one here is getting started with Lingq. This is a very complicated, not a beginner 1 level standard of the language. So I fell into this mistake in Chinese and could barely understand anything. So ignore this, watch this video instead and you'll be fine. Next we have 8 lessons in a Spanish Lingq greetings and goodbye series. This is beginner 1. This is what we're looking for at the very beginning. Now what does this mean? This is 123 new words in this lesson, in this series, with 100% of these being unique words that we have not seen before. This is obviously very standard because this is our very first time in Lingq. The yellow indicates the links being made. You'll understand what this is in a second, and this is just the number of thumbs up given by people who have reviewed and studied this in Lingq. Okay, so we're going to open this. You will be greeted with all of the lessons in the course and a brief dialogue or brief description of what this course entails. As you can see here, this is in Latin American Spanish, some simple introductions and common greetings. If you want to study mainland Spain Spanish, then you can tailor this later and I will show you that too. I'm going to open the very first lesson. As you can see, it'll give you some tips. All the new words are blue and you can click on any blue word you don't know. Once I click on this word, you will hear it being spoken.
Conociendo.
Conociendo. Good. So these are the popular meanings. These were saved by other users. You can click on one. So know, meet, become acquainted. No, so I'm going to click on this one.
Conociendo.
Okay. So I've created my first link. So conociendo, know, meet. So this is a new word. I didn't know it. So I'm going to click status 1. Días. I know this word, this is days. Días. So I'd save it. So I know the word días, so I'm going to save it, it's days, and then I can go known.
Días.
Did you see this turn to number 1? I know one Spanish word. Great. So I can do this for the rest of it. I'll come back to you after that. While I was doing this popped up. Congratulations, you reached 5 known words. This will come up regularly to keep your motivation up and show your progress and etc, etc. You can also click this up here. This plays the audio along with it. For example,
Parte 1.
Conociendo gente.
Buenos días.
Buenas noches. Para saludar.
Buenas noches. Para despedirse.
Adiós.
Hola, ¿cómo estás?
so after I've done this, I can click complete lesson. If I wanted to review any of the links in this lesson, I could click this up here and this just tracks your progress here. I loaded in a different course, the Who is She Beginner Spanish course. And as you can see, there are some words now that are not highlighted. These are because these are known words. As you can see here, there's 23 of them now. So these are known words, and as you progress, more and more words will get unhighlighted because you've moved them to known. So with this course here, there is an accompanying video alongside it. This entire course, all 26 episodes, have a video with Steve Kaufman, the language YouTuber and the founder of Lingq, going through and helping you notice things about the Spanish language. Other courses can also have video accompany it, or if you import and make your own content to use on Lingq, you can also import from YouTube and have the video showing here as well. Another really good feature is you can go sentence by sentence. So you can play the
Juana,
sentence,
hola, mi nombre es Juana.
and you can translate the sentence. Okay, maybe you cannot. Maybe you need the upgrade, the premium function. I have this, obviously, so this is really useful. So when I'm trying to understand harder texts, I can switch to sentence mode and then translate each sentence into English. But again, I can also go through just the individual words and look at their meaning.
Juana.
As you can see now, there are more tabs up here. I have the My Lessons tab, which is filled with any of the lessons that I've done or completed or in the progress of completing. You also have the vocabulary, which shows all of your saved terms, their meaning, the phrase that it came from, so some context, which you know I like, some tags to help you distinguish them, and then the status at which they're at. So días is the known word, while gente is a new word. And you can also review, and this will do it in a spaced repetition system, so you can see this due for review. None yet, but as the days progress, more and more words will be added to this, so you can review them that way. Kind of like Anki. Next we have the playlist function, which shows you any of the saved audios you have from the courses you've completed. By pressing this button, the audio from the lesson will be saved in the playlist section. Okay, so once you've completed all of the Beginner 1 series and courses, you will have a much richer vocab, and hopefully this will allow you to then move into more complicated and more interesting topics. So this whole Beginner 1 guided course is to give you the best foundation, then move on to more interesting content to keep your motivation up. So if we check out the Beginner 2 guided courses, we have all of these various lessons and these mini stories. So these mini stories are the absolute holy grail of Lingq. And as you can see right off the bat, these are in European Spanish, while the other one was in Latin American Spanish. So you're getting a good wide range of different accent exposure. So these are, as you can see, Beginner 2 material, so slightly more complex. We have 23 words saved, and as you can see, this is no longer 100%. So there's 139 new words in this story. 96 of them, or 93% of these, have not been seen or saved by me before. As you can see, there are 2 links, so 2 of the words that I have saved previously reappear in this story. The reappearance of these words is very, very good, and is another way that can help you learn vocab just by continuous exposure. And I've gone through all 60 of these in French, German, and Chinese. There's only 30 of them for certain languages, but more and more are being added continuously. These 60 lessons contain the most useful and most frequently used verbs and grammar patterns in the language. It can look quite intimidating at the very beginning, but remember, I didn't do all of the Beginner 1 material here, so a lot of these words will have previously been learned through going through the Beginner 1 material. I've just noticed that these Lingq Mini stories are also available in Latino Spanish, so you can tailor your learning to whatever accent and whatever dialect of Spanish that you prefer to learn. You've seen the first episode, the first lesson, so I'm going to jump down to the last lesson. By this point at story number 60, you will have a really good foundation in the language and be able to understand a lot of what is being said, because you'll have been exposed to a lot of the most frequent grammar patterns, the most frequent verbs, and the most frequent nouns. The first part will be in a certain time usage, like a certain verb usage, like either in the past, present, future, etc., or from a certain point of view. And when you get halfway through, it'll change into a different narration, like a different time or from a different person's point of view. Then as you progress further, you have these questions where you have a statement, you'll have a question about the statement, and then you'll add the answer to the statement. This is really, really good for learning question words, how to answer questions, how to understand questions, how to make questions, and also just really reinforcing this vocab. I'm going to click on this gear and show you what this all means. So you can change a lot of the different settings. I prefer to change this auto link creation to be off and paging moves to known. Clicking the button to move to the next page would automatically turn all of the blue words into saved words, I don't like that because I like to listen, I like to click the play button, listen to the full story or the full article or whatever that I'm studying at the moment. I like to listen to that in its entirety, reading along with it without going through any of the words. And if I keep clicking the moving pages, then everything will get turned to known, and that's just really awkward. Okay, you can also change the text to speak accent, so whatever accent you want the text to speech to be in, then you have that. After completing all of the mini stories in the European or the Latino Spanish, you'll know about 1,804 words. So these words are not all unique, however, it does say unique. Some of these words will have different endings, the same words but different endings, like you saw the buenos and buenas were counting as two different words. Next, at this point, you'll have such a basis in the language, you can go through the lesson feed. This lesson feed is based from the most recent likes of different users on Lingq, and you can also tailor to your own likes, which I'll show you in a second. So you can go through this, find a lesson that you really want to learn, and then just open it there and then. However, you can also browse the library. So say I'm really interested in podcasts. Click on the podcasts, it'll load up, and then boom, you have all of these podcasts that you can listen to in the beginner 2 category. So you can see we have the podcast Unlimited Spanish, another 1,800 words. You have some intermediate ones, shouldn't be there, but we have some other ones here and here. So you can cater to what you really like, from news, business, entertainment, sports, to travel, to food, to language. You can also tailor it to which type of Spanish you're wanting to learn. So let's say I want to learn Latin American Spanish at the beginner 2 level. If we wait for this to load. Okay, now we have all of these lessons, the beginner 2, to go through, with the tag or the category being Latin American Spanish. I looked at other languages such as Portuguese, and it does also have this feature. You can learn from European Portuguese or Brazilian Portuguese when you want to customize your own lessons and choose what you want to learn. Next, I looked at Arabic, with another language that has this dialect difference. So as you can see here, you can choose from Egyptian Arabic, Levantine Arabic, or Standard Arabic. So and also a really great feature. But what if you wanted to learn a language that didn't have the script that you're used to? You can always search on Google for free language lessons, which I do a lot, but here on Lingq there are also some lessons to choose from to get familiar with this new script, such as this Learn Hiragana lesson here. This is also an option for Korean with the Hangul. I think that's how you pronounce it. When you go into a lesson, you can see, I went into Lingq Mini stories in lesson 22, you can see that above each of the either kanji or the hiragana, I don't think there's any katakana here. If you any of the Japanese characters, you can see that there's the pronunciation guide written above, the romaji. You can turn this on and off through the settings feature here. So this is really, really good when you're learning the language that doesn't use your script, because you'll be able to pronounce each letter, and as if you remember here, this play button will play it so you can hear the pronunciation of everything. Also, this works for all other languages that don't have the script as in English. So for example, if we go into my Chinese lessons, and we'll just click this intermediate Chinese lessons course here, or just open the first one. So this one, as you can see here, there are above the Hanzi, there are the pinyin, the pronunciation. So if I didn't know how to say this word, I would look above and I would see the pronunciation. So this is really, really useful when I'm trying to study some Chinese. If there's I usually turn this feature off through this, but if there's a new word or anything that I don't know how to pronounce, although it is here when you click on the word, you can see it above it and read along that way if you want to. Especially useful in the beginning. But the question now is it worth it to upgrade to the premium version? I think yes, absolutely. I bought the 12-month one on my own account, and I've used it almost every single day for a long time. And I just think it's such a great way to learn the language, because I'm always reading interesting things. I'll show you my own German one in a second to show you how much value I'm getting out of this app. What do you get from it though? What can you not do in the free version that you can in the premium version? So as I mentioned, links. In the free version, you can only save 20 links. This is unlimited vocabulary in the links. This is unlimited when you get the premium version. You can read and listen to all of it with the free version. You just can't save the vocab and learn that way. I do think it's really, really useful though. Also, you're limited to 5 import lessons. I'll go through import lessons really briefly here and then in more detail in a future video. But yeah, otherwise, you can do a lot. If you only wanted to listen and read, you can do this, but you are missing out on a great function of repeated learning and tracking your links and everything with Lingq. On my own account here with German selected, and I'm on a 4-day streak, and today I've already made 147 links, saved 147 links. Again, if I was on a free account, I could only, in the entirety of my usage of the app, make 20. In the last week, I've saved 715 known words. I've created 788 links. I've listened to 6.6 hours, read a bajillion words, and also I've tracked my writing as well. And I have also tracked my speaking in this as well. But let's take a look at my lessons here. Some of these ones were saved from the lesson feed or from the browsing the library, but I've made some of these courses myself. Deutschlehrer, a fantastic YouTuber in German who creates subtitled learning videos all in German for about the intermediate level. I've imported 46 of her lessons into Lingq to go through with a transcript from the captions that she made, and it is absolutely fantastic. As you can see here, you can see the percentage of the words that are unique that I've not come across before. So I'm learning new words every single lesson. We also have some podcasts made by people who use Lingq, so very, very, very good. These Dinge Erklärt from YouTube, these videos are absolutely amazing. They're intermediate too, so a little bit above my level, but I do really like the content. I find it super, super interesting going through all the scientific videos, and I love the fact that I can go through it at my own speed on Lingq. And this is something you can do for any YouTube video you want to import. I hope you learned something from this video and you know how to go into Lingq from scratch. Trust me, it's not as scary as it looks. It's really, really useful once you get the hang of it. I hope I helped. If I did, you can consider subscribing to the channel and stay up to date, because I will be releasing new videos based on Lingq, my language journey, and other science-based language videos. Okay, bis bald. Ciao.